Hey guys, I hope you're doing well and thanks for tuning in. In today's video, we're going to talk about this pedal that I can't seem to turn off whenever I plug in my pedal board, namely the Volta Expressor compressor pedal. That's a tongue twister. Before we do that, please make sure to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any of my uploads. We're going to talk about this pedal very shortly, but I think it's necessary for us to talk about this thing that happens to us guitar players. I don't think there's a name for what I'm about to explain, but it's just this feeling of guilt whenever you plug in through something that just makes your playing feel better and easier. You get what I mean? For me, for example, it happens with compressors and modulation pedals. When I find the right modulation effect with the right settings or the right compressor with the right settings, I can just play for days. My playing feels really good. And then after a while, guilt strikes and I just unplug everything and plug my guitar straight into the amp just to detox from all the effects. Now, there might be external factors that influence this. You might have heard, say, Red Scholes saying that if you play with a compressor, it's just a crutch to your playing, and after a while, you're not going to sound good without one. Or someone in the comments saying that everything will sound great with a lush reverb on it. Yes, I think that does influence us as guitar players, but I think it's more of an internal thought that makes this process happen. And I know I'm not the only one. I've heard a ton of interviews of my favorite players mention something like this. For example, Julian Lage on an interview mentions that he played a couple of tour dates only using his telecaster on the bridge pickup through a champ, a 5-watt champ, just to prove to himself that he can do it. John Scofield, on the other hand, said famously in a Rick Beato interview that he went to Chorus Anonymous just to get clean from chorus, and he thought that he was hiding a lot behind the effect, and nowadays he rarely uses it, but sometimes he does. Now, do I think it's useful to detox from pedals once in a while? I mean, definitely. If Julian Lage and John Scofield back that idea, why not? But I'm also a firm believer that us guitar players should be kinder to ourselves and maybe allow something like this. Maybe allow yourself a compressor or a modulation pedal or 5 reverb pedals turned on at the same time. Because if that gives you inspiration to play more, gives you motivation to play more, why not? Alright, that's about it with that topic. Now back to the pedal. I first got introduced to Volta FX last year at 42 Gear Street. As soon as I saw them and plugged into them, I knew they meant the business. At the time, I really fell for this compressor and the blue overdrive that Salvatore, the owner of Volta FX, gracefully sent them to me. I've been actually using them on a daily basis. Some form of this compressor or some form of the blue overdrive is all over my videos for the past 6 months. And it will probably continue to be that way. So yeah, this is one of my guilty pleasures when it comes to pedals because it just takes your sound and makes it better. With my settings especially, it doesn't affect the tone that much, but it just does this thing that sounds incredible and feels amazing. Just listen to my favorite settings and I will illustrate what I mean by turning the pedal on and off. As you can tell with these settings, it doesn't do the crushing thing that a compressor would do. It just lifts your tone, it gives you a slight tasty boost, and it's perfect. It can definitely do all the full-on compressor things, because at the end of the day it is a compressor pedal, but I don't use it that way. In fact, the reason why I started using this pedal more and more recently is because of the Julian Lage rig rundown that Premier Guitar did. The only pedal that doesn't seem to leave Julian's pedal board is the Shinai Big Pedal, which if you check their website, it's a very expensive pedal and it's very hard to find, and the description that they have for that pedal is actually pretty vague. Now that pedal, according to Julian, sounds like you would run your signal through a mixing board. Then I remembered the conversation I had with Salvatore at 42 Gear Street, where he was explaining to me that this compressor is actually based on a studio compressor, and things just clicked. So I grabbed my telly, plugged it through my pedal board, turned the compression at 9 or 10 and bumped the level a little bit, and boom, it was just exactly the same thing that the Shinai Big Pedal was doing, and I was really pleased to get that tone from this pedal. Not only that, but it also sounds amazing as a full-blown compressor. Just listen to this clip. To summarize, the pedal is very versatile. As you can tell, it sounds good just as a boost, and it sounds amazing as a compressor as well. But for my intensive purposes, I only mainly use it as a boost pedal. Yes, it does give me the illusion that as soon as I turn this on, everything is easier to play, which does happen. But what this allows me to do is keep my expressive playing and keep my dynamics. I've never heard a compressor pedal do this for me, and that is why I think this is my favorite pedal of all time. Nonetheless, there's also other parameters that you can play around with this compressor. You have the attack and release of the compression. You also have a bright switch that you can add musical brightness, as they explain it in the Volta website. And most importantly, you have the sugar please mode. So I always keep it with the sugar. And I mean, it's just genius that it's called an expressor, and there's an espresso thing. Did I say espresso? Espresso thing. And then you can add sugar to it. If you have the sugar mode turned on, it means that the pedal and the parameters of the compressor are mostly relaxed, and it makes the pedal feel even more organic as it is. If you're looking for a proper education on compressor pedals, you should go and visit Adam Steele's YouTube channel, where me and him did a video about compressors at 42 Gear Street, and he just gave me a full-on education because I was basically a noob at that point when it comes to compressor pedals. Check out that video, and I can guarantee you that you will learn a lot. We did a shootout of multiple compressors, and this one was also included in that shootout. Additionally, Volta pedals are all handmade in Italy, and as far as I know, it's just Salvatore, the owner, that's cranking out these pedals to order. So if you order one, it's going to take 20 days for it to be finished. If he has stock, maybe he's going to ship it directly, but the attention to detail that you get, the sounds that you're going to get from these pedals are just incredible. I remember when I first got these pedals, as I opened the packages, my girlfriend was really impressed by the packaging and the customer care that Volta Effects can offer. And in my opinion, that is a big plus. All right, there you guys have it. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please make sure to gently press the subscribe button so you won't miss any future uploads, and it will help me a lot. Thanks for watching, and I hope to catch you with the next video. Until then, stay safe and have a good one. Bye-bye.